mental illness, caregivers, psychiatric nurses, and C, psychoeducation models and intervention, psychiatric nursing practice, inpatient, outpatient, community, and digital. In the identification of relevant articles, database was used in the study from PubMed, Scopus, GNL, PyInfo, WorkOps, and WOS. Study selection using Prisma CR flowchart with the inclusion and exclusion criteria. Charting the data, standardized extraction from included author, years, country, and etc. And then summarizing and reporting result, narrative, descriptive, synthesis, conductive, thematic mapping, models, theory, format, target population, identification of patterns, variations, strength, and gaps in psychiatric nursing, psychoeducation practice. And then this is the Prisma SCR flowchart, identification. This is the first step. Record identified from database, record after duplicates, remove 2,914. And then going to proceed the screening, record screening, and then full text article assess from for eligibility is 183. And then the eligibility full text article included 129 reasons for exclusion not related to psychoeducation or psychiatric nursing, 54. Not empirical student for incomplete reports and did not meet inclusion criteria. And then included study include in qualitative synthesis, scoping review. Finished already? All right. And this one the discussion, and this one the conclusion, and this one thank you.
Any questions? The method of the results scoping review, right?
No, yeah.
Any questions?
No, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Just one simple question. Mr. Ade Al-Mansuri has a very good presentation and it's very interesting. So, in your introduction, so when you show the prevalence, so I saw that data is from 2017 and 2019, perhaps. So, what do you think is the current prevalence? We are now in 2025, almost at the end of 2025. So what is the current prevalence? Perhaps you can share the information with us. Do you have any idea? What is the current prevalence?
Correct.
Because the one you showed earlier is from 2017 to 2019. So we are now in 2025. So do you have the idea of the current, prevalence? The recent data on the prevalence.
Actually, the prevalence of incidents of schizophrenia, actually, I don't have any current incidents, but actually always increasing. Yeah.
Last questions. How did you form critical appraisals? Because this is a scoping review. So in the Prisma checklist for the scoping review, there are any steps for doing the critical appraisal with the GBI critical appraisal method. Did you do the critical appraisal, GBI critical appraisal, scoping review? Yes, GBI. Any critical appraisal with the method of GBI in your scoping review method? Or no?
Yeah, actually, there is GBI.
Yeah, maybe we can discuss about that later. Maybe just also one observation for all our students, and of course staff also. So we have been advised not to use this year 2030 anymore. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
So now taking the next speaker for today, Radiati Okay, so she will be presenting on the barriers and motivators of implant use among married women, analysis of knowledge, perceived side effects, and partner support. So the floor is yours. So you have 5 minutes, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, my daddy. Dear, my aunt, let me introduce myself. My name is Ravadiati. I'm friends time Mitra Persadaran. My presentation about is Christian moment for the day the Islam for the test. Background Indonesia popular. Background Indonesia popular long-term and comprehensive and of law. Formally forming and program information included in the order. Income have up to 99%. Okay, thank you. Program formula of formula. What formula introducing implant radius to free and choose reset model, reset type quality, lesson, formulation, introposition, design, reflect, and anchor, simple and lowest popular reflect, data as children of serving next, respondents have to stick. Again, complainant not have no impression about the mob and hand to end of forbidden duets influential for text. Discussion, education and provides and the spring of implant probative and extra of implanters husband sport is a factor in this operating condition indicator and sport the husband the have to wealth was again and every have and cap. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the beautiful presentation. Because of our time constraint, so we'll be taking the next speaker. Okay, so our next speaker is Dr. Asia Asif, sorry for the long pronunciation. So please, the floor is yours. So she'll be presenting on the methylation of the promoter and expression of patterns of DCR2 and caspase-3 in breast cancer, links to clinical and pathological features. So you're welcome. You can go back. Yeah, thank you very much.
This is very, very different. It's because so what you have to do is
it's just like a checklist tu dia akan cakap dalam dalam itu tu berapa bulan tak
Are you presenting in scoping review also? No.
Scoping review is being published, so you need to write for myself.
But this is my experience.
So you are staying here.
No.
This work is done by a research scholar. She is Nusrat. She is currently doing her PhD in the biotechnology. So without taking much of your time, I will straight away go to my presentation. The methylation of the promoter and expression patterns of DCR2 and caspase-3 in the breast cancer links to clinical and pathological features. This study investigates how the epigenetic modifications in the apoptosylated genes contributes to the breast cancer progression and whether these genes can be used as the prognostic markers. Breast cancer, it remains a major health concern. Breast cancer is the most common cancer among females around the world and is the major reason for the deaths related to cancers, and worldwide it accounts for the 23.8% of all the cancers among the females. And about half of these breast cancer cases, they occur in the Asia only. And the major concern is that this population, the Asian population, it has more mortality to incidence ratio compared to the Western countries. And in India, the breast cancer has surpassed the cervical cancer to become the most common cancer among the females. And India alone recorded more than 1.9 lakh cases in 2022. In normal breast tissue, there is a balance between the two processes, apoptosis and cell growth. But in cancer cells, this balance is lost. And the cancer cells, what they do? They avoid apoptosis to survive, then invade and metastasize. actually a part of the major project or major product project which is funded by Indian Council of Medical Research. So the two genes that I have selected is caspase-3. It's the mid-there execution of the apoptosis. Once this caspase-3 is activated, the cell is destined to die. And on the other hand, the DCR2, it acts as a decoy receptor trial pathway. That means instead of killing the cells, it prevents apoptosis by blocking the signals that should destroy the cell. And multiple studies have found that the cancer cells, they use the epigenetic modifications to block the anti-apoptotic proteins and to inhibit, to unblock the anti-apoptotic proteins and to upregulate the apoptotic proteins. And this occurs by the epigenetic modifications. These epigenetic modifications, they are the reversible changes in gene expression. They do not change the genetic code, but they are the reversible changes in the genetic expression. So they can be modified, they can be reversed, so they open the doors for therapeutic intervention. So if we study these epigenetic modifications, this will investigate whether the genes, they can be reveal their potential to be used as a diagnostic and the prognostic markers. My objectives were threefold: to elucidate the promoter methylation states of DCR2 and caspase-3 genes of the apoptotic pathway in breast cancer, and then to evaluate their expression in breast cancer patients, and to correlate the promoter methylation of these two genes and their expression with the clinico-pathological parameters. The paired breast cancer samples and the adjacent normal sample, they were taken from 67 breast cancer patients after mastectomy, that's removal of the breast, and then the DNA, RNA, proteins were extracted, and we conducted the methylation specific PCR, real-time PCR, and the Western blotting. This is the result of my first objective. As you can see, this is the agar gel picture showing the methylated and the unmethylated product. You can see that the 73.13% of the tumors, they had methylation in the promoter region of the caspase-3 compared to only 41.7% of the adjacent normal tissues. And in contrast, the DCR2, it showed interestingly reverse pattern. Only 26.86% of the tumors, they showed methylation.
Can you conclude your presentation, please? Okay.
This is minus 5. So these are the results of the methylation. Then we try to find out the association of the methylation with the clinico-pathological parameters. You can see that we only found the association of the DCR2 methylation with the menopausal stats and HER2 receptor stats. And the caspase-3 was statistically significantly correlated with the metastasis and the progesterone receptor stats. This is the result of the impact of the methylation stats on the expression of these genes. These are the heat maps. You can see that 64% of the tumors, they showed lower expression of the caspase, and consistent with the methylation data, you can see the 67.16 tumors, they had higher expression of the DCR2. Then the correlation of the promoter methylation with the expression, what we found that the methylation of the genes, it resulted in the downregulation of the protein expression in both the cases, that is the caspase-3 and the DCR2. This is the correlation of the mRNA expression with the clinico-pathological parameters. It correlated only with the histological grade, whereas the mRNA expression of caspase-3, it didn't correlate with any of the clinico-pathological parameters, which shows that the caspase-3 methylation is clinically more relevant than its expression data alone. Then we try to find out the correlation of the protein expression of these genes with the clinico-pathological parameters. So these are the results. And then we followed these patients for 18 months. And then we performed the survival analysis, Kaplan-Meier's statistical analysis. You can see from this graph that the high expression of both the DCR2 and Caspase-3, they are related with worse outcome in the patients. Although the results were not statistically significant, maybe it's because of the less number of samples. Coming to the conclusion, Caspase-3 is epigenetically silenced in breast tumors, thereby reducing apoptosis and enabling the cancer cell survival and metastasis. DCR2 escapes methylation and becomes overexpressed, acting as a decoy to block apoptosis, and these changes form a dual mechanism of resistance to apoptosis. Cancer cells use epigenetic modification not just to silence pro-apoptotic factors, but also to activate anti-apoptotic decoy, orchestrating a multifaceted escape for cancer death from cell death. Both genes therefore have promising diagnostic and prognostic biomarker potential and potentially therapeutic targets, especially for approaches involving demyelinating drugs or trial-based apoptosis therapy. These are the references. Acknowledgement.
Thank you very much, Dr. Isha, for the beautiful presentation. So we have very limited time. It's a very interesting topic that requires more discussion, so we appreciate that. So because of the time constraints, we'll be calling on the next speaker. So Mrs. Areen Mohammed. So we'll be speaking on digital health literacy, a concept analysis. So Ms. Areen, you have 5 minutes.
Even the code is not here. Yes.
Di ruang hall.
Proceed.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Malaysian University. I will present my topic related to digital health literacy concept analysis. Background and significance. The landscape of healthcare delivery has undergone the profound transformations with the rapid proliferation of digital health technology, telehealth platforms, and readily accessible online health information. Digital engagement has evolved from convenience to necessity, now occupying central positions in how individuals access healthcare services and make critical health-related decisions. Digital health ecosystem, conceptual ambiguity, critical knowledge gap. The objective of this study to clarify and refine the conceptualization of digital health literacy by addressing the fragmentations and inconsistency evident across multiple disciplines. Through the schematic concept analysis, the study seeks to establish conceptually clarify that will support a shared understanding of a digital health literacy and to provide the robust foundations for the development of standardized assessment tools and design of effective evidence-based intervention. Analytic framework. The study employed Walker and event systematic concept analysis approach recognized as a rigorous methodology for examining complex healthcare concepts. This framework facilitates structured examinations of defining the attribute, antecedents, consequence, and empirical reference. Defining attribute of digital health literacy. Through systematic analysis, digital health literacy emerged as a multi-dimensional construct encompassing 5 distinct yet interrelated contingency domain. This attribute distinguishes the digital health literacy from traditional health literacy and e-health literacy framework. Functions, skill, technical competence regard to the access, navigate, and operate the digital health technology and platform effectively. Interactive skills, capacity to engage the meaningful with digital health platform and communications effectively with the provider through the digital channel. Critical evaluation skill, ability to assess credibility, accuracy, and quality of health information encountered in the digital environment. Ethical awarenesses, understanding of privacy, considerations, data security principle, and protection of personal health information in digital context. Decision-making competence, capacity to integrate and apply the digital health information to make informed context and appropriate health-related decisions. Antecedent and consequence. Antecedents, foundational literacy, digital access, cognitive capacity, motivations, and resources. Consequence, empowered self-management, informed decision-making, enhanced communications, and health equity advancement. Conclusions and implications for practice. This concept analysis established the digital health literacy as distinct the construct differentiated from the traditional health literacy and e-health literacy through its emphasis on the multi-dimensional competences specific to the digital healthcare environment. The refined conceptualizations provide essential clarity to advancing both research and practice, theoretical advancement, intervention design, measurement, the development, and research agenda. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ali Mohammed, for the beautiful sharing and knowledge sharing. So any questions from the audience? So because we have run out of time, so I think this is going to be the end of this session. So we appreciate everyone's contributions. So see you again in the next session in the afternoon. So have a pleasant lunch. Thanks.
I want to present the certificate to chairperson.
Is this on the right?
So please join lunch, and we are starting sharp 2. Okay?